Hello, this is Pharaoh from Motivcenter. You know what? I wrote a book and I'm excited about it. And I'm inviting you to come on the 24th of February 2022 at 6:30 p.m. Central African Time. And I would appreciate if you avail yourself. But before you attend, I would want to share with you some nuggets from this book. It's called the Pharaoh Model of Leadership. What was I doing with this book? I was just analyzing the way that Pharaoh led his people during Joseph's time. For most of you, you may have been told that Pharaoh was a tyrant. Pharaoh was a ruthless leader. His main occupation was suppressing and oppressing God's people. But guess what? There's a lot that you can learn from his leadership style, especially during the time of plenty and during the time of famine. Now, Pharaoh was told that there is 7 years of plenty, so we have to make sure that we gather as much food as possible in the land. What did he do? He immediately called Joseph and he gave him power. Now, if you look at his model of leadership, you find that Pharaoh had all the power. But what did he use his power to do? He used his power to empower. Pharaoh empowered Joseph to do the grain saving scheme or to run and operate the grain saving scheme in the land. But over and above the fact that he empowered Joseph, he gave him power on time. He was told there's 7 years of plenty. If you were like other leaders, you would have said, okay, Joseph, you go back to prison and we'll call you after 6 years. And then call him in the 6th day and say, Joseph, please make sure this thing becomes a success. But what did he do? He gave him power right on time. And he said, quickly go and start the grain saving scheme. So Joseph succeeded because he was handed over power on time. We've got a very clear example just next door, our Senegalese friends. They have recently won the Africa Cup of Nations soccer tournament. If you look at their leader, Aloy Cisse, he's been with the team since 2015. So for the past 7 to 8 years, he was working hard with the team in order for him to achieve this championship. Look at other countries. Their managers were given the mandate 2 years before the tournament, 1 year before, 3 years, and they are expected to come and bring the championship. Yes, they are given the power, they are delegated the authority, but they do not have sufficient time to implement and execute the strategy. So if you are a leader, I would just encourage you to say, before you delegate or before you hand over power, just make sure that you are handing over power on time so that your subordinates or your followers will have sufficient time to implement. So this is just one of the nuggets. I've managed to extract 34 lessons from the Pharaoh model of leadership. So I'm encouraging you to join me on Zoom on the 24th of February 2022, 6:30 p.m. Central African Time, and I'll be sharing with you more insights from the Pharaoh model of leadership. See you there.